Once upon a time there was a man who had 3 daughters, and they were all married to trolls who lived underground. One day the man thought he would pay them a visit, and his wife gave him some dry bread to eat on the way. After he had walked some distance he grew hungry and tired, so he sat down to the east side of a mound and began to eat his dry bread. The mound then opened, and his youngest daughter popped out and said, "Why, father, why are you not coming in to see me?" "Oh," said he, "if I had known that you lived here and had seen any entrance, I would have come in." And then he entered the mound along with her. The troll came home soon after this, and his wife told him that her father was there for a visit, and she asked him to go and buy some beef to make some broth. "We can get it faster than that," said the troll. He fixed an iron spike into one of the beams of the roof, and he ran his head against it until he had knocked several large pieces of his head off. He was just as well as ever after he did this, and they made their broth. The troll then gave the man a sack full of money, and the man started to head home. When he came near his home, he remembered that one of his cows was about ready to give birth. So he laid his money on the ground and ran home as fast as he could, and asked his wife whether or not the calf had been born. "What kind of hurry is this that you come running in the house in?" she said. "No, the cow has not calved yet." "Then come out and help me. There's a huge sack full of money," said the man. "A sack full of money?" said the wife. "Yes. Isn't it wonderful?" His wife did not believe him very much, but she humored him and went out with him. When they came to the spot where he had left it, there was no money. A thief had come along and stolen it. His wife became very angry, and she scolded him heartily. "Well, forget the money," he said. "I know what I've learned." "What have you learned?" asked the wife. "Uh-huh. Only I know that," said the man. After some time had passed, the man had a mind to visit his second eldest daughter. His wife again gave him dry bread to eat, and when he grew tired and hungry, he sat down on the east side of a mound and began to eat his dry bread. As he sat there, the daughter came up out of the mound and invited him to come inside, which he willingly did. Soon after this, the troll came home. It was dark by this time, and his wife asked him to go and buy some candles. "Oh, we'll soon get a light," said the troll. With that he dipped his fingers into the fire, and they gave light without burning his fingers in the least. The old man was given 2 sacks of money here, and he plodded away homewards with them. When he was nearly home, he once again thought of the cow that was ready to give birth. So he laid down the money and ran home and asked his wife whether or not the calf had been born. "What is the matter with you?" said she. "You come hurrying in as if the house was on fire. You may set your mind at rest. The cow has not calved yet." The man now asked her to come and help him carry home 2 sacks of money. She did not believe him very much, but he continued to assure her it was true, and at last she gave in and went with him. When they got to the spot where he had laid the money, it was gone. A thief had come again. No wonder the wife was so angry with him, but the man only said, "Ah, if you only knew what I have learned." A third time the man set out to visit his eldest daughter. When he came to a mound, he sat down at the east side of it and ate the dry bread that his wife had given him. The daughter then came out of the mound and invited her inside. In a little while the troll came home, and his wife asked him to go and buy some fish for dinner. "Oh, "We can get them much more easily than that," said the Troll. "Give me your dough trough and your ladle." They seated themselves in the trough, and they rowed out on the lake which was beside the mound. When they had gone out a little way, the Troll said to his wife, "Are my eyes green?" "No, not yet," she said. He rowed a little further, and he asked again, "Are my eyes green yet?" "Yes," said his wife, "they are green now." Then the Troll sprang into the water and ladled up so many fish that in a short time the trough could hold no more. Then they rowed home again and had a good meal of fish. The old man was now given 3 sacks of money, and he headed off home. When he was almost home, he once again remembered his cow, who was about to calf, and he set the money down, but this time he took his shoes off and set them on it, thinking that no one would take the money with his shoes on it. Then he ran home, and he asked his wife whether or not the cow had calved. It had not, and she scolded him again for his behavior, but in the end he persuaded her to go with him to help carry the money home. When they came to the spot, all they found were the wooden shoes. A thief had come along, and they had removed the shoes and taken the money. The woman was very angry, and she yelled at her husband, but he took it very quietly, and he said, "Oh, forget the money. I know what I have learned." "What have you learned, I would like to know?" said the wife. "You will see," said the man. One day his wife had a desire for broth, so she said to him, "Will you please go to the village and buy some beef so I can make broth?" "There's no need of that," he said. "We can get it an easier way." With that he drove a spike into a beam and ran his head against it, and in consequence he was in bed for a long time afterwards. After he had recovered from this, his wife asked him one day to go and buy some candles, as they had none left. "No, there's no need for that," and he stuck his hand into the fire. Once again he was laid up in bed for a long while. When he got better again, his wife one day wanted fish, and asked him to go and buy some. The man, however, wished again to show how smart he was and what he had learned. So he asked her to come with him and to bring her dough trough and a ladle. They both seated themselves in this, and they rowed out on the lake. When they had gotten a little way out, he asked, "Are my eyes green?" "No," said his wife. "Why would they be?" They rowed a little farther out, and again he asked, "Are my eyes green yet?" "What kind of nonsense is this?" she said. "Why would they turn green?" "Oh, my dear, can't you just say that they're green?" "Very well," she said. "Your eyes are green." As soon as he heard this, he sprang out into the water with the ladle to catch the fishes. But all that ended up happening was that he had to stay with the fishes.